It takes a doctor 8 to 10 years to become a doctor, right? But have you seen a Forex trader really make good money? Yeah, they make some pretty solid money. But how did they get there? Well, they got to learn about themselves. When you press a button, this can make or break your livelihood.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another TFT interview. Today I have the pleasure to host John from Florida. Welcome, John.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
A little bit exhausted, but I can't complain. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for asking.
First, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into trading?
My name is John Malikin. I've been in trading for about 3 years now. I'm originally from Florida, from Miami. I made a decision to get away from a state that was a little bit more of temptation and focused on expanding my insurance business here in Texas, but also getting to an environment that was quiet, that I can focus on becoming a better trader. For me, I would say I've been trading for 3 years. The first year was just detrimental. It's trying to figure out like how to ride a bike, right? You bump your head, you learn where you're messing up, things like that. And then the second year, I really took a strict look at myself and I said I need to get away from certain temptations. And one of the biggest temptations, which I'm sure a lot of people are obsessed with, is social media. I haven't been on social media for a few years. I did it for a reason. I thought it was very therapeutic and healthy for my brain and for my development as a trader and also a businessman, to get away from seeing people consistently posting the same stuff with no value and just a lot of temptation. And as you know, in this industry, everybody wants to show off. And I realized that I stay away from those people and I focus on creating a good habitat, an ecosystem for my brain to develop this art, I'll be successful. So I took a couple of years away from social media. I haven't posted in so long, and I've seen consistent improvement in my trading ever since then. So, I got away from an area that was full of temptation, party life, nightlife, things like that, and I got into an area that's quiet, that helps me develop myself personally and business-wise. So that's where I am now in Houston, Texas, and I'm enjoying every day of it.
That's amazing. What were the things that you didn't like in Miami?
Well, I love my city. I love the lifestyle, don't get me wrong, but I didn't like that there's so much temptation and the ability to take your attention away from the important things. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in that city. I love my city, and being born from Miami, it's hard for me to speak like this, but it's changed over the years. And it's very hard when you're living in some place that your family is, you know the area, you know where to go, you know the hot spots, it's hard. I remember one night I was laying in my bed and I was looking at the ceiling with my dog, and I said to myself, I can't do this anymore. I'm not really improving. I'm not meeting the right people. I'm not my goals and my expectations, and I need to find an area that's going to allow me to grow. So it's not that I don't like Miami. I love my city, but there's too much temptation. And if you're really trying to become a superstar in anything in what you're doing, you need to remove yourself from temptation, create a good environment and ecosystem, and then you can come back later on when you have everything you want. But I didn't think it was going to be conducive for me to become a better businessman and trader overall. So I made a conscious decision to uproot my life, leave my family, go to a state that I've never visited before prior, and start again. And it's worked out fantastic for me. God bless.
That's great. Okay, let's go back on the trading. So how was the learning process? Did you learn everything by yourself? What were the things that you struggled with the most, and how did you overcome those struggles?
One of my biggest detriments was learning when to trade, not what to trade. So what I realized, when you first get into trading, you see a bunch of numbers moving up and down. You just know that there's money behind this, right? How can I learn this? How can I extract money? One of the biggest problems I had was just random trades at any time of the day. It could be the middle of the night where there's no volume being pushed and I'm pressing about it because I just want to wake up in the morning and hopefully it's blue. But I realized that there were more reds than blue, and that was a problem. And I think what happened was, in the beginning, your brain gets hijacked. You see numbers, you see money, you start searching for validation, you start searching for help. When a human being is in despair, they look for help, they seek for help. and I was searching for help. So I would go online and I'd follow this person, follow her, follow him. And it was just a continuation of just nonsense. You don't know if they're real. You don't know if they're posting fake demo profits. You just don't know. My biggest problem was random trades and not knowing just how the machine works itself, because this is a machine. So I searched and I searched and I searched, and I finally came across of a gentleman, as you all know, ICT. Yes. Now, do I love this guy? With all my heart. I just do. He's just a character. He's just a genuine good gentleman who's giving so much for free. And like talking before, how can you not take advantage of something that's free and that's been shown and proven to work? So eventually I found him and I did his I think it was a 2022 like course. And I realized that everything that I was learning was completely rubbish. And that this guy, as long-winded as much as he talks, he's right. It shows. And he's doing it live. So who am I to argue? So as soon as I realized that there's somebody out there who's educated, who's willing to help, and willing to give this for free, I said to myself, this is my university. This is where I need to study. And it completely changed me into becoming a more disciplined trader. So I went from random trading to not knowing what to do to learning from somebody who's consistently shown that he's been successful and just mimicking. So just trying to find out how he came to where he came from and realizing that he has like in my opinion, it's the best type of way to learn. Who am I to argue?
What were the failures that you cherished the most?
I would say it wouldn't even be trading related. It would be offline related. It would be more of how to calm my mind, learning just about myself as a human being. I've studied neuroscience. There's a great book that everybody should pick up. Dr. Guy Leschner talks about sleeping patterns and just how you should understand how your brain works and your thoughts and just where it's from. I realized that getting in the gym minimum 5 to 6 days a week is important. I realized struggle is important. I have to embrace the struggle. I have to embrace the pain, because most people, they search for an easy coping mechanism. They search for solutions in the wrong manner because they just want a handout. I think that's a problem that's been happening in the entire Western society, but also here, is that we are obsessed with handouts. We're obsessed with people helping us without us earning it. We want everybody to give us an answer. So I realized that you have to be able to take things offline and watch how you develop online. With a clear mind, you can make clear decisions. When you are an emotional person, emotions conquer everything. You must be operating on logic, not on emotions. And those are the things that offline helps me become better online. So I would say that's the most important thing, because anybody can draw trend lines. Everybody can draw Fibonacci. Everybody can do these things. Once you learn it, you can just spot them with your eyes. You can feel a fair value gap on an order block. But what you're doing offline, that will keep you disciplined to when you get into the game. When the coach calls your number, are you ready for the game? If you're not, he's going to put you back on the bench. Or Wall Street is going to humble you by taking your money away.
Yeah, definitely. So how did you develop the discipline? How did you develop the skills that you need to become a profitable trader?
My parents, my father, my mother. It's just the way I was raised. It may sound weird, but like while most parents, they clapped for every single thing that their kid does, my father didn't. He would say, it's expected from you. My father, he would always tell me, he's like, son, one day you're going to have a family. What are you going to do? And these are things that it's like a ripple effect. When you're young and you're a youth and you look up to your superhero, your mother's your superwoman, right? Father's Superman. So I want to be like you guys, right? And then you say, okay, well, what are you teaching my sisters and I? Well, discipline. Do your homework first, right? Get up in the morning and do your bed. You're going to start running with me in the morning before you go to school. I want you to start learning how to box, how to fight. These are things that my father like kind of slowly implemented as we were growing in, right? I would credit my success today to them. I know everybody says like, oh, I hustle and I got to thank myself and all nonsense. You go to your elders, your grandparents, you go to your parents and you see how they were raised, and you take the good, important things and you extract it and take it to your journey in life. So discipline was important. I would say it's for my parents. This is what made me a better human being, thus making me a better trader. Just the small little repetitions of waking up in the morning and making your bed, or helping your sister go to school, putting her shoes on, right? Walking her, holding my sister's hand, walking to school, getting in the gym, getting in the boxing gym, learning how to fight, learning how to ride a horse. I still ride horses to this day. I used to ride horses when I was young. And one of the reasons I moved to Texas was to get back to horse riding. These are things that I love.
I would say it's definitely part of it is definitely from them, but part of it is also from you. Parents can teach you to do things in a certain way, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna follow what they're telling to you and that you're gonna like respect and obey what like and yeah. It's also like in us. It's not only, but the environment is of course very important. When people ask me like, how did you build the mindset, like the strong mindset that you need to be a trader? I said like I started building my mindset when I was a kid. It was not something that I started building when I started with trading, and people should definitely understand that it's not something that you just start doing now, because trading is like you versus your inner demons or traumas that you have had. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand what obstacles you have and work on them so that you won't bring those issues, inner issues on the charts. Would you like to share us like what kind of routine do you have and what helps you to remain focused and remain calm?
Yes, I'd like to add on just to piggyback one thing you said. I think it's important that we understand that this is a very independent journey. As much as you see fellow traders out there, right? You sit down in front of your laptop, your computer, or whatever, and you're about to click that button, sell, buy, whatever it is, right? It's only you. It's only you. So I learned a Japanese proverb. There's a very famous Japanese proverb that says, everybody has an inner samurai. Be careful how you speak to it, because you'll believe what you say. So if you are somebody who says, I'm never going to learn this, oh, it's too hard, but your samurai internally is saying, stop saying that. I'm here to fight with you. If you don't give it the courage, if you don't give it the confidence, your samurai will never come out. So my routine now is very simple. I wake up, I don't trade London session. It's just, for me, I feel more healthy, more alive during New York session. For me, London session is too early. I don't have my brain fog, right? So I said, yes. So when I come back in New York, I'm usually up by 6 o'clock, right? 6 o'clock, I take the dogs for a walk. I'm sorry, it's quiet. Nobody's outside. I can gather my thoughts. I don't even open up till like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, I sit down. I'll have a glass of water with salt in it, okay? And then that just clears me and freshens me up. Now I'm looking at my charts, okay? Now I did my charts the night before, so when I come in, I'm just looking to see if it hits certain levels. So once I get into that, I have my mind clear. I know what I'm looking for. If it lines up with my strategy, I will execute a trade. I do not care if I win or I lose, as it matches my strategy. If it doesn't match my strategy, I literally close my computer and walk away and do something else. I've picked up hobbies that I think is important that traders do as well offline. I've picked up very healthy hobbies. For example, horse riding, or going to the gun range, or the gym, or anything like that, right? These are my hobbies that keep me my sanity, but also keep me happy, keep my energy up. And it's okay if I don't make a trade that day. So my routine is very simple. I wake up early, I take the dogs for a walk, let them go have fun. I come down, I sit down, analyze my charts, see if it's hit certain levels. If it has, I'll decide, I'll look at the time. Am I in a kill zone? Am I in an area that is point of interest? If so, I'm executing a trade. My stop loss, 20, 25 pips maximum, usually 20 pips, and then I let it go. I know I'm not in control of that, so let it do what it has to do, right? Once I'm done with my trading session by around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, New York session, this is where I start journaling. So I'll take a before snapshot, right? A screenshot of what I think will happen, and then what's happened. And then I'll analyze it for a good hour, right? Put some music on. We're done with working. We're done with trading. It's over. It happened already. I don't care what's happening now. It's outside of my session. And I'll just analyze the chart for my screenshots before and after, take some notes, put it in a folder, done for the day. Very simple.
And do you sometimes violate from your daily routine? And have you noticed if it has impact on your performance?
Not anymore. I don't really violate my trading routine, but I have before. And then I realized that It's all one machine. And when you take one piece out of the machine, it doesn't work the same. Funny that I guarantee every trader is going to know what this feeling is. When you take a trade and it's not following your plan, internally you get this weird butterfly feeling. Like something, you're just like, I shouldn't be in. I shouldn't be. I know it may work, but it may not work. And I'm going to be very upset if I lose this money. Everybody gets that feeling. So I didn't like that feeling. So I said, you know what? If I violate these rules, then I'm not trading the rest of the week. That's my punishment for me. It's weird. It's a self-inflicted punishment, but it's like, just follow the rules.
Yeah, but it's very good because you kind of like give yourself time to reflect and to understand why you behave the way you did and to figure out like what triggered you to take a trade that is not part of your system.
A lot of the triggering comes from external avenues like social medias. You'll see it and you'll say, oh, this person just jumped into this trade. I don't want to lose out. Click. And then, you know, doesn't always work out.
So you mentioned that you found ICT. How did you find your specific model? Because ICT is teaching so many different concepts.
I think what he does, he gives you a plethora of things to pick from. And based off that menu, right? The menu, you can say, okay, I like this works and this works. I don't understand this portion of it. It's too convoluted and confusing. Nah, not for me. I'm looking for, the bias of the day, imbalances and liquidity. I'm looking for that. Then the timing is actually, in my opinion, is the most important thing. Timing. As you know, that the market is going to push large volume at certain times of the day. And if you're pressing buttons after hours or where liquidity is low, example, Asian session, then you're just gambling. And that's cool. If you want to be a gambler, you might as well just go to Las Vegas, try it there, but it's not going to help long run. So after that, so my bias, my kill zones, for me, it's New York, 7 to about 10 o'clock, 10:30, pushing it the maximum. After that, I'm looking for, within my kill zone times, where's my accumulation? Where's the distribution? Where am I targeting? Am I targeting fair value gaps? And then once I have that idea of where I'm looking for, now it's just time to enter, right? And this is what another thing that people get scared about is like, where do I enter? Why do I enter? When do I enter? Well, if you do part 1, 2, and 3, the entry is going to present itself to your point. So I'm looking for fair value gaps to enter, order blocks, Fibonacci's. ICT teaches about OTE, optimal trade. Yes, and it works. So why am I going to try to reinvent something? I'm not better than this guy yet. Why would I argue with the master? If the master knows what he's doing and is showing it, allow the master to teach you, period. Once you have your own strategy, you can go upon your journey.
Do you focus on S&P 500 or you trade something else?
No, I can't. It gives me like anxiety. It's weird.
When it's like New York session and ICT, most of the traders are sticking to S&P 500.
Here's the problem with that. You're not him. You need to learn who you are, right? So you can't say, I'm ICT. I can do the same thing. No, you got to go through a journey like he got. Probably even harder than him. So for me, I only look at the majors, euro, dollar, Aussie dollar, GBP, USD, and that's really it. It's made me money. Who am I going to argue with? I'm not going to reinvent the wheel because this market spits out more pips. I don't care. It's not attractive to me because just as much as it spits out pips, it can go the opposite.
It can also wipe. Yeah, exactly.
I don't like it. I don't like the anxiety. So I keep it very simple. A good thing for young traders coming in: do not get into the S&P 500 or NASDAQ until you have tried a slower market. You need to train your eyes to see areas that will show profitability. It's not good to build habits. It's like you can't get into the gym and squat 300 pounds, can you? It's important to look at this as a small journey. Remember the time where your mother taught you how to ride a bike. You fell. You bumped your head. My father taught me how to ride a bike, and when I fell, he didn't, oh, are you okay, Jonathan? No, he said, get up, go. Get up again, go. So every time you bump your head in the market, you have to go back and analyze. You have to look at exactly where you went wrong. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to journal. I know everybody hates that word, but get over it, okay? Journaling is important. You need to know what you did, okay? And once you know where you goofed up and when you messed up, you repair it, you fix it, you fail fast, okay? Fail, but fail fast and move forward. You will be profitable if you stay away from the external noise. Blind out all the noise, focus on things that are important, find your strategy. Mine's very simple. It's bias, timing, right? From there, I'm looking at the most important thing, which is the accumulation and distribution, where I'm looking for that, where it's going to go, and then my entry. That's it. That's it. Nothing more.
Okay, so was it difficult for you to find which concepts to focus on out of like so many concepts? Did you have like another person recommending watch this model or this concept or that concept, or how did you pick the ones that you picked?
Oh, it would be a mixture of trial and error, but I also went to my buddy who's offline who trades. I hope whoever watches this, I hope they understand where I'm coming from when I say offline, because trust me, your life will become better when you're offline. If you're really who you are, good, you'll be fine. There was so much information that it becomes information overload, right? It's impossible to watch 2 hours and then watch another three videos that are both 2 hours long and try to figure out. So I had friends who are offline and they did study him as well. And I just asked them simple, what are you looking for? What are you doing? And they said a 2022 mentorship. Just do it. It's annoying, but you'll get it. And if you really put your effort into it, like I know you can, you'll make a lot of money. You'll learn the concepts and it's not going to freak you out when you see a chart anymore. And now I don't freak out. When I first started, like, what are these candles? What is this? Now it's just very smooth, calm. I'm in, I'm out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I don't care. Let's go have fun for the day.
What time frames do you use for execution?
So for execution, a 15-minute or a 5, sometimes an hour, depending on what it is. But for majority, I'm looking for my OTEs in 5 and 15. For the larger scale, bias, we're looking at weeklies, these.
The standard top down first, and then that's why I'm asking. Like with ICT, I know that everyone is doing top down analysis first.
I say you can't do your analysis from down up. It's weird.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of like the trading style, did you try swing trading, day trading, scalping, and how did you find you're a day trader from what I can understand? Like, did you try different styles or you decided to stick to day trading from the beginning?
That's actually a really good question, Anna. When I first started, I tried to become a swing trader. Realized I didn't have the patience for waiting for such an opportunity to present itself, right? I never got into scalping because I heard the horror stories, and I just don't like anxiety. I don't know about you, but I don't like my heart beating at 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? So, okay, if I can just take a portion of my day, what, 2 hours, 3 hours maximum? Really, trading is a 4-hour candle. That's really what it is. If you look at it, trading is really just one session, one nice 4-hour candle, and you're done. The intraday trading came just realizing I didn't want to feel anxiety, and it was a mixture of anxiety of a scalper. I don't want that, but also I didn't want to wait days, weeks for a potential swing trade to occur where, like, what if it didn't work out? Now I wasted all these days just waiting. So I realized finding my session and being honest with my session and being disciplined to it, I found that it just works for me.
It's really important to understand who you are as a person, like what is your patience level and all, and find a style that fits your personality. Is there anything that you wish you did sooner or you did differently that would have made the journey easier and smoother?
No. I needed to fail. I needed to lose bad. I needed to lose accounts. I needed to blow accounts. I needed to lose funding challenges. I needed to lose live accounts. I needed to do that. But when you don't fail, you don't learn, right? Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team. How did that work out? Pretty well, right? If you don't get punched in the face by life, you're going to always forever walk around the world thinking that you are entitled. You cannot do that. So I would not change anything. I mean, we can say, oh, I go back and maybe I watch this video or that. No, I have no regrets. My time comes when God presents it. If I do what I do, if I do my part, God will do his part. No, I'm happy that I failed. I'm happy that I learned my losses. I'm happy that I would lay in my couch and watch 2 hours of ICT and take hundreds of pages of notes. And I still have them. I'm going to always forever cherish those notes. Give it to my children one day. I would not change anything. I needed to take these punches of life to become a better trader.
How did trading change you as a person, and how did it change different aspects of your life?
Aside from financially, I think the biggest lesson that I learned about how it changed me as a human being was just a sense of humility. I was always a humble person, confident, never cocky, confident person in whatever I do, I want to achieve. But I realized that trading will humble you so quick. Like what you think you are, you're not. Like you're just not. You think you're a big shot, you're not. The first thing I needed to realize was I need to be patient. Okay. It takes a doctor 8 to 10 years to become a doctor, right? And doctors make salary. But have you seen a Forex trader really make good money? Yeah, they make some pretty solid money. But how did they get there? Well, they got to learn about themselves. Humility, it elevated my discipline to a more mature level of discipline. And we're not talking about discipline, like wake up, make your bed anymore. We're talking about when you press a button, this can make or break your livelihood. So stick to the game plan. So yeah, I would say it changed me as far as becoming even more humble, but even raising my level of discipline to another stratosphere. That's what trading has done.
How did you find TFT? How is your experience with us? And do you like trade differently on a live account?
Right now, I'm with 3 firms. Last I checked, it's about 500 grand in total funding. I'm about to finish one with TFT now for 200,000. So we're moving up there. I would say TFT, in my opinion, is the #1 prop firm. The fact that you guys have really listened to the trader out there and listen to the problems and actually do stuff about it is very impressive. There's other companies out there that have been more experienced with time, but that's time doesn't mean that they're any better, right? We all know the grandfather out there, right? But at the same time, I think TFT has done a wonderful job by making it affordable for the average person to be able to buy a challenge, okay, incentivizing them as well. I think it's a very important thing. For example, my last payout that we discussed was very nice, and they included a bonus from phase 1 and phase 2, which why not take advantage of it if you know what you're doing, right? Free money, right? And I wanted to be with a company that is growing, because when you get in from the bottom up from a company that's growing, they're really listening to the community out there, and they're interacting with the community. Like TFT has their Discord channel. I'm not in it, reason, because I don't want to see anybody just talking, but I see that they have a Discord, they communicate, they have prizes, they have contests, and this is what builds camaraderie. This is what builds like confidence with somebody. I want to earn this. I want to win this challenge. So I would say the TFT, there are other really good ones that I am funded with right now, but I would say soup to nuts, the bottom line, I would say TFT is the best for what the value they offer, the communication, the customer service, and the payouts are pretty damn fast. I got my money pretty fast, and I was happy about that.
That's amazing. I'm happy to hear that. So what is the plan moving forward?
Raise capital. That's it. Keep going. I need to touch 1 million. Once I touch 1 million, it's just where's the next million. But the main goal is to take the profits that I make sure that not only am I taken care of, but my family, my mother, my father, my sister are taken care of. I discussed privately with you about opening up a school, right? So that's, if not aside from my family, the #1 objective is I want to give back, because when I was growing up, the toughest years of adolescence is, in my opinion, is like the high school years, right? And I never was a popular guy. I never was like that. I was actually picked on and bullied, which is my father taught me how to fight, right? I remember going through this time of high school and not getting the education I wanted, not getting the chances that I wanted in school to learn this, to go here. I didn't even go to college. My grades were so low. So I promised myself one day, however it may be, when I have the funds, I'm going to give back in a different way. And now we're getting to a point where I'm having discussions with a company I told you about, how they build schools for less fortunate children. And this is going to be my #1 objective, aside from taking care of mom, dad, sister. So moving forward, it's raising capital enough that I can take care of everything I want, buy what I need. I'm not really materialistic as it is. I can care less anymore about that stuff. And opening up that darn school so I can leave a legacy. So one day when I'm not here, that's how you leave legacy. It's not about the Ferrari, Lamborghini that you bought. It's about, I remember when I was 30 years old, I started a school. Who does that? Nobody does that. And now look at these children growing up. I'm now 60 years old, 70 years old, and I can look back and say, my goodness, you went to a school that I built. Look at you now. You're You're a successful child. You look at you, are you grown up? This is the number one thing, is to leave a big legacy. So one day when I have children, I have a family, they can see what their father has done and how I've changed other people's lives just by education.
That's so amazing. Such a great why. You have a really strong why. Before we finish, any last words that you would like to share with us?
Yes, for the upcoming traders out there who are dying to make money, let me give you advice. You don't have to take it. I can care less. Anna, me, TFT, all going to be fine. But my advice to you is this. If you're not consistently profitable, get off social media. Allow yourself and your brain to develop outside of social media, outside of offline. Find a hobby that's healthy. For men and women, get in the gym. Eat healthy. Cut people off who are not conducive for your future. If you have friends in your circle who are not about the same goals that you are trying to obtain, not exact game goal, but they have the same mindset, please get rid of them. It is very difficult to continue your journey in life if you have people who are not going to support you. It's not easy. The other thing that I would tell you is this. Take the time to learn a craft. You cannot learn to become a trader overnight. All these success stories that you see online is rubbish. It's consistently rubbish because there is no way you become a 6-figure, 7-figure trader overnight. It is impossible. So the advice I can tell you is get off social media. Find healthy habits, healthy hobbies. Build relationships with your family. Build relationships with good, healthy friends. And make sure that whenever you get into this market, that you're never stressed out or under the impression of anxiety, because you will lose money. Stick to your plan, stay disciplined, stay happy, stay healthy, and understand that this journey is such a beautiful journey. And guess what? Nobody's rushing you. Nobody's rushing you to become successful. They're not even giving you days to finish it. So take your time, champ. You'll be fine. Keep a good attitude. Make sure you're eating healthy. Make sure you have good hobbies. Make sure you're working out. Make sure you're studying, journaling. Don't be lazy, okay? Don't be a loser. Don't be lazy. And you'll see what happens. For women and men, you'll become successful. Just make sure that you keep a good energy. Make sure that you really take the initiative to get off social media. It'll do you wonders. It's very healthy medicine. I promise you this.
Yeah, everything was on point. I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your story and experience with us. I wish you best of luck, and I hope that we're going to have a follow-up interview when you hit the maximum allocation.
Of course. Thank you, Anna, for your time. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, TFT. Thank you guys for everything. And yes, onward and upwards. Stay healthy, stay happy, and may God bless you guys.
Thank you so much. And to all of you watching, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and show us some love in the comments down below. Trade safe, and until next time.